Welcome back. You're tuned in to Closing Bell, and we are coming to you live from the CNBC-TV18 Motilal Oswal newsroom. Well, a couple of stocks actually are going on with solid gains. You have Chola Investments as we speak. That's recovered close to around 5% from the low point of the day as well as we speak. So just pull up the intraday chart. And the Nifty is not doing too badly at around 22,150. I think it's a good time to get in. Nimesh, tell us, the screen is looking much better. Yesterday, people would be skipping a heartbeat. But today it's green on the screen. Portfolios will be feeling good as well. What are the flows pictures like?
Oh, absolutely. So, a good recovery, but it was more from an oversold position. So, this was very much expected as well. We looked very oversold yesterday. The PCR had fallen to 0.65. And again, from a flow perspective, I understand today you might see a buy figure from the FIs. I understand there is a small market at close basket buying as well. So, need to see what the institutional number is. A big liquidity event is tomorrow, which is the FTSE rebalancing. That will lead to almost $1.5 billion of inflow. Of course, large part of it is in the HDFC Bank, but even then, outside of HDFC Bank, we'll see a decent inflows in select names. So that is a big event to track. But just look at how the things have panned out since yesterday. I just want to give a bit of a perspective on what happened yesterday and the reasons why markets fell. Right, one of course was the advanced tax. That seems to be now behind us. Now whatever who need to sell, they had to sell. So that's over. The stress test for mutual fund was another reason people are alluding to. That will come to a closure either today evening or tomorrow. So even that will come to know pretty much. Again, even from a liquidity point of view, for the retail and HN investors, whatever that to square off the positions for the March end, that seems to be largely getting over. So even that that's got played out. So from here, for the markets to fall, there has to be some really big news. Maybe the one speculation about the electoral bonds and the details there, that could be a bit of a knee-jerk reaction for the market, so that needs to be watched. But on the positive side, as I pointed out, the FTSE flow would be a big thing to watch out from a liquidity event point of view. We've seen a bit of a pullback as well, short covering as well in some of the PSU names. But within the PSUs, I understand this is going to be very selective now. Even today, there are mixed flows from larger institutions. The only sector which stood out was metal names. A bit of short covering as well in the names like Hindustan Copper and Nalco. But broadly, the feedback seems to be the key risk for the markets to fall seems to be largely behind now. We need to see whether this momentum can sustain. And two, post the FTSE rebalancing, needs to see how the institutional flows pan out.
Indeed, a couple of headwinds out of the way, which gives us a better runway.
Yeah.
All right, but what about individual stocks, Nimesh? What are you picking up?
So in terms of individual names, the first stock on my list today is Sundram Clayton. There was a large block. The stock is marginally under pressure today, but there was a large block. 7% equity got changed hands. I understand the promoter entity was a seller in today's block, and a leading HNI investor from South and a couple of domestic mutual funds were buyers. So the disclosures could be quite interesting as far as Sundram Clayton is concerned. The second name is Infosys. Within the IT name, this stands out purely on back of strong flows. So expect very high delivery volumes in Infosys, and I understand some FI interest is back in that particular name. The third stock is PTC India. That stock is up 7-8% in today's trade, good volumes as well. I understand some bit of flows are positive at HNI desk. But from a trigger point of view, all eyes will be on the EGM on 28th. That is when the deal for selling the stake in PTC India Financials could be closed. So they'll get a lot of money from the deal closure. So that is a trigger for PTC India. The last name is BLS International. That stock has locked at 20% upper circuit today. It fell sharply yesterday, but sharp recovery in today's trade. And I understand a leading FI investor was a large buyer in today's block. So even disclosures in BSL International could be very interesting because the stock is locked at 20% upper circuit.
Okay, thank you very much for